On this True Law Stories, we're going to talk about AI and why the two biggest problems with using AI to research your case and how attorney Tim Semelroth, expert truck accident attorney, does it. Tim, say hi.
Hello.
And of course, this is brought to you by videocasestory.com. One of the best ways to make sure you have great stories is actually interview your customers and clients. Go to videocasestory.com where we can help you collect those. All right, let's get started. And so, let's start with, it's obviously ChatGPT has become ubiquitous. How often do you have people come in that have ChatGPT'd their case?
It's getting to be more and more. And you notice it because maybe they're filling out a form on our website and you get this very detailed paragraph with all complete sentences and you realize it's like, oh no, they're using ChatGPT to get answers. And there's two big problems with that.
Oh, and what are the two big problems?
Number one is confidentiality. And that is if they are putting in confidential information about their medical condition, about legal status information, all of that is going into the machine, right?
Yeah.
And so
it's definitely going in the machine.
Yes.
I've been marketed from stuff I put into ChatGPT.
Right. So this is the idea that you are having some sort of private conversation when you are inputting information into ChatGPT is not true in most circumstances. And so, number one, when you talk to a lawyer, you have a right of privacy of confidentiality. ChatGPT, you don't. But the bigger problem is issue number two.
And what is that?
That is hallucinations. And what people don't realize.
And some attorneys don't realize this.
Yes. There are articles in the paper, it seems like every few months, about an attorney who has gotten in trouble for using ChatGPT to write part of a brief or an argument, filing that with the judge, and then finding out that the cases that ChatGPT is citing are actually fiction. And that's because people don't understand the tool that any of these large language models, they aren't actually reasoning, okay? They're just calculating what is based upon the millions and millions of pieces of information they have. If these words are in this sequence, from a statistical probability, what's the next word in the sequence? Mm-hmm. The other thing, because ChatGPT or any of these tools is not reasoning, is they aren't going to tell you when they don't know. They're just going to give you something that they think is close enough. And so what I have seen is cases cited wrongly. I've seen have AI tools use laws from one state to talk about other states because they couldn't find that state's law on that particular topic. And so it is a huge mistake to believe that ChatGPT or any of these AI tools is giving you good legal advice about your situation.
Give me an example of someone who's come in. Obviously, we're not going to name names, but someone who's come in with completely misguided by ChatGPT.
So I had a gentleman reach out to me. He was involved in a wreck, and he was actually charged with the traffic offense. That the police officer who investigated had talked to witnesses, had looked at the physical evidence, and had decided that he was the one at fault. He told me that he was not at fault, and that the police officer got this wrong. And so I said to him, you need to get a criminal defense lawyer to defend you in this charge if what you say is true. And the reason why is because even though it's not dispositive, if you pay a traffic charge, that is evidence that suggests that you were at fault. And you're definitely not going to get a settlement from the other driver's insurance company if you have paid this fine. Or worse, you go to traffic court unrepresented and you say something that is now on the record that the insurance company can use against you. And so I said, you need to go hire a criminal defense lawyer, and obviously you need to get treatment. And if your injuries are significant enough, give me a call back, and we can talk about that. I get an email like 4 hours later where it's obvious that he has gone on to ChatGPT, and he says, well, I've done my own research, and I, my research shows that it doesn't matter whether or not I'm convicted of a traffic charge, because that, can't be evidence in my civil case. And so I'm just very confused as to why you gave me the wrong advice. And so that's when I realized, it's like, okay, clearly he's using AI here, because how would he have done this research otherwise?
Yeah, in 4 hours, right?
Right. And there are so many nuances, like, okay, yes, technically, if you go to a trial and you're convicted of a traffic offense, you have an argument as to why that doesn't come into evidence in a civil case. But the reality is that if you want to settle the case, then you have that, you have that finding done, the other driver's insurance company is not going to offer you anything in settlement. Or, depending upon what you say, it doesn't matter what the finding is, your testimony can still be admissible in the civil case and used against you. And so it was just an example of superficial, potentially wrong advice that was coming out of ChatGPT that this person thought was true. And if he had made any big decisions based upon that, he could have seriously impacted his case.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Yeah, because it's very subtly wrong, right? Or it's subtly misleading sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah. So what I tell people is, before ChatGPT and tools like that, things that were false had clues. Mm-hmm. Maybe it wasn't spelled very well, or it wasn't, the grammar was poor, or there was something about the way it was worded where you're just like, hey, this doesn't seem quite right. Now, ChatGPT, everything is going to be spelled correctly. It's giving it to you in grammatically correct sentences. Mm-hmm. You read it, and if you don't have the deep legal knowledge in that area, you have every reason to think, okay, well, that sounds right. Mm-hmm. But there is a reason why in the legal world we don't use ChatGPT or tools like that for legal research.
Yeah.
And there is a reason why even we use AI in our office for different tasks, but we never file anything. We never send anything out to a client that hasn't been double checked by a lawyer, because you can't rely upon these tools to give you accurate information 100% of the time.
No, I know I see stuff, marketing and business where I'm like, it seems like it could be right. But fair enough. There's people that say the same thing too, but and people think though that ChatGPT is infallible, and it can massively affect their life, can it?
Absolutely. If you are using it to make a serious legal decision, then you're playing with fire.
And so how would you suggest, or how do you suggest other attorneys use ChatGPT? You said or AI in your office. How are you using it?
Sure. Well, you can use generative AI for a number of things. It's a great brainstorming tool. Mm-hmm. So if I'm trying to draft a letter that involves a lot of different topics, I can, as long as I'm not using confidential client information, I can put that information into an AI tool and say, help me draft this, and it'll give me a good first draft. Very similar to if I went out and told my secretary, hey, I need to write a letter to so-and-so that generally covers this. And then I get a first draft back and then I can fix it. So it's a great draft writer. It's a great editor. I mean, I have a standard prompt that I've saved that says, please review this writing for spelling, grammar, punctuation, word flow. And then what anything of any significance that I write, I put through with that prompt, and I compare each line by line what I wrote versus what they're recommending. And almost every time there's at least 2 or 3 sentences that the machine writes better than I do. And so it's like I just take that and add that in.
But it's your facts.
Yes, it's my facts. But so like I said, it's an editor.
Yeah.
And so besides brainstorming, besides as editing, it can do some basic research for you. But I wouldn't use ChatGPT, for example, to do that research. I would use a tool like Perplexity, which shows you hyperlinked where it's getting the information from. So I tell people I rarely use Google to do research, just for like restaurants in town or things like that. I will go to Perplexity because it will give you that digested response, like, the best hotel to take kids under the age of 10 in whatever town. But then it has hyperlinks to where it's going, and you click on those links and you see the sources that it's using to give you that answer. And sometimes they're great sources, but other times you realize, wait a second, it's citing for this proposition, this random dude's, Reddit, thread. And I'm not going to make any judgments based upon that.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, I mean, this is super interesting. Tim has been on, we have several other shows coming out with Tim, so make sure to subscribe. And if you don't get the emails, make sure to subscribe to the emails below so you don't miss it, because he's got some crazy stories of people that have been in massive accidents that he's helped and been run through the ringer with the insurance company. But Tim, thanks so much for being on True Law Stories.
Great to be here.
All right. And thank you all for making Tim and I part of your story. It's been Iron Garlic and True Law Stories.